Maayong buntag, John Sitchon, Rappler reporter for the Visayas, and nandito tayo ngayon sa Cebu City, specifically sa Barangay Guadalupe, kung saan nagaganap ang kick-off rally ng Bando Osmeña-Pundok Kauswagan, one of the oldest parties here in Cebu City and in the vote-rich province of Cebu. Just for us to get on track with what's going on right now, based on COMELEC data, 2025, Cebu has one of the highest counts as vote-rich province with voters spread throughout the province. Now, in both the north and southern parts of Cebu, makikita naman natin na nagsisimula na ang mga major kick-off rallies being led by parties like One Cebu, that's led by the Garcias, and BOPK being one of them, led by the Osmeñas, and the Ramas as well of Cebu City. But for Cebu City, it's actually going to be a four-way race. That's right. There are four major contenders that are vying for the position of mayor in Cebu City. One of them, of course, the Osmeña-led BOPK, is actually being helmed by Councilor Nestor Archival, who's a very well-known renewable energy advocate and an environmentalist. He's also been one of the strongest opposition voices right now in the City Council. And based on 2022, the results, the BOPK does not have the majority force in the City Council. But compare that with the opposing Team Barog, then of dismissed Mayor Michael Rama, who is facing dismissal charges from the Ombudsman. We're seeing that it's going to be a very tricky race for the dismissed mayor, Mike Rama, who actually received allegations of nepotism, which later resulted in his dismissal. But he's not the only one who's also vying for the position of mayor, because we're also seeing another contender as well in the form of Yogi Ruiz, who is former Customs Commissioner, who's now trying to push forward his agenda of making a better Cebu. Besides them, we still, of course, have now Vice Mayor who's become the mayor, Mayor Raymond Alvin Garcia, who is nephew of Gwen Garcia, the Cebu governor, who is also right now vying for the position of mayor. So we're here right now just waiting for the kick-off rallies to start. One of the earlier ones happened in downtown Cebu, also at a church led by Raymond Alvin Garcia's Kusog Party, which actually formed a coalition with the Panaghiusa Party of the Daluz-led faction here in Cebu. So it's going to be a very interesting race here in Cebu City. And of course, the decision to hold their kick-off rally here in Guadalupe is also something that also heavily would impact, or at least provide them an advantage, because Guadalupe is known for having one of the highest populations here in Cebu City. As opposed to other parts, especially in downtown area, Guadalupe has a large number of residents here in Cebu City. But that's that for Cebu City. Besides the four-way race, we're also seeing a lot of changes in the power dynamics, especially with the, of course, celebrations of the former President Rodrigo Duterte's birthday today, because there are some candidates as well who are also joining the motorcades, the prayer rallies, which many of the supporters, Duterte supporters here, have called out local candidates for doing as well. Recently, we were able to attend the Duterte prayer rally, which was held in Mandawi City. The attendees were none other than Cebu gubernatorial aspirant Pam Baricuatro. You also have Lapu-Lapu City mayoral aspirant Paz Radasa, and you have Mandaue City mayoral aspirant who's vying for the position again as a re-electionist, Jonas Cortez, who also faces a dismissal case right now. And so we have these candidates appear with Duterte during that time as a show of force, but also as a message to who exactly the Duterte faction supports here in Cebu. But we recall very much earlier in last year 2024, many former members of the PDP coalition, including Cebu Governor Gwen Garcia, including of course Junard Ahong Chan, who is Lapu-Lapu City Mayor, who's now vying for Congressman of Lapu-Lapu City's Lone District, and of course we also saw how the friction between Mike Rama and Gwen Garcia over Cebu's bus rapid transit later resulted in them in Gwen Garcia parting ways with PDP Laban, in Junard Chan leaving PDP Laban. Jonas Cortez also left PDP Laban earlier on, but rejoined much later on, earlier this year. And we're seeing a lot of the dynamics shifting, primarily because of now the push for a new form of unity from, of course, the Alianza para sa Bayan coalition, which you have, which is of course administration backed, and of course we also have as well the PDP faction that are still trying to push support even further with more of these prayer rallies, with more of these motorcades happening right now. But as you can see, it's of course the religious aspect of these campaigns are not just mutually exclusive to them. Many of the supporters of BOPK who actually in 2022 aligned with the Lenny Robredo and Kiko Pangilinan tandem are actually also here today, and we're going to be expecting more changes in the dynamics between the candidates. But for now, we know for sure that Cebu City Mayor Mike Rama is of course siding with PDP, siding with Duterte. Of course, BOPK, Osmeña's BOPK being led by Nestor Archival, and of course former Cebu City Mayor Thomas Osmeña who's also running for Vice Mayor, not taking sides between Marcos or Duterte. And we've heard this earlier on in 2022 from former Cebu City Mayor Thomas Osmeña that of course no more Marcoses, no more Duterte. That's what he said. And now with Yogi Ruiz, who is another contender who received the support of Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, Partido Federal Pilipinas, PFP, which is of course the party of the President, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. And you have of course Raymond Alvin Garcia and Attorney Daluz, who are working together with their Kusog Panagiusa coalition, who don't actually have a very clear stance as what they put out, that they don't really feel that it could create a huge impact. But many of the analysts here in Cebu believe that while it won't create a huge impact, Duterte is still capable of swaying votes here in Cebu City, as evidenced by, of course, the percentage of those who believe that Duterte shouldn't be held accountable for the war on drugs here in Cebu. Majority of them saying that he shouldn't. But nevertheless, we're going to be seeing more changes later on in the day, and we're going to be seeing more prayers and more lechon, which is the tradition here in Cebu. Besides having prayers besides conducting their kickoff rallies at the churches of Cebu City. There's also going to be, of course, later on some fiesta, some merrymaking as well. So more from that coming from Cebu, and of course coming from other provinces in the Visayas. So stay tuned. Check out our Rappler Communities app, because we'll be sending you updates on the politics channel there, and of course our social media pages will also be constantly updated and refreshed as well for you to stay updated on what's happening on the grounds. Once again, I'm John Sitchon.